Hello everyone. Today we will see for our next lecture of structural analysis 2 based on your slope deflection method. This will be our today's given numerical, that is you have to solve this frame using slope deflection equation. Now in frame there are two types of frame. First frame is non-sway frame and second frame is sway frame over there. While solving for a sway frame we will see the concepts of how the frame sways, but now this is your non-sway frame over here. So initially this will be your non-sway frame. Why this non-sway frame? It is said because due to the lateral loading on this complete frame over there, or the reactions at point A, at point B, suppose I am naming this A, B, C and D. Okay, the lateral reactions at point A, at point D and at point C, those are counterbalanced by each other, which will not allow this frame to sway towards right or towards left over there. Okay, so that is why this frame will be classified as your non-sway frame. The analysis of non-sway frame is same as the previous analysis of beams that we have done in our previous lectures over. Okay, so we'll solve for this frame over here. Okay, about the frame, what is given? ABC straight beam is given to, and one vertical member is attached, and at point D over there A joint is fixed, C joint is simple hinged and D joint is also fixed over there. The UDL is acting throughout A to C of 12 kN per meter, and a point load is also acting at the center of the span BC. Also a point load of 10 kN is acting at the center of span BD over there. Okay, one more loading is given in this numerical to you, that at this point B a concentrated moment is acting over here. Okay, at this point B a clockwise concentrated moment is acting of intensity 17 kilonewton meter. Okay, so how this moment we have to consider in your numerical, that we'll see further. Okay, so initially we'll proceed with our first step, that is we calculate the value of dk over there. Okay, dk, it is the degree of kinematic indeterminacy which is based on your support conditions over there. Okay, so for support A this is fixed on order, so dk value will remain 0. Same way for support D also it is fixed, so here also your dk value will remain 0. Here you are having support C over there. Okay, so this will be having one dk value, that is theta C, and this joint B is treated as your rigid joint over there. So at rigid joint we will be having also dk 1, that is total dk value in this complete frame will become equal to 2, and those values will be theta B at point B and theta C which is acting at point D. Suppose initially I am assuming these rotations in clockwise in nature. Okay, then we will proceed to our second step, that is to calculate the fixed end moments over there. Okay, so for calculating the fixed end moments, initially what we do, we fixed all the joints over, that is joint A, B, C and D, will fix them. So for first member we will see, that is member AB over there. Okay, loading between member AB, UDL is given to you throughout the span, so your fixed end moment here it will come WL square divided by 12, and restoring moment it will be anti-clockwise in nature, so it will be negative. If you substitute the value of W is equal to 12 and length of the span AB is 4 meter, you will get this value as minus 16 kilonewton meter. Okay, same way we'll see for second fixed end moment, that is MF BA plus WL square divided by 12. Same loading is there, just your sign is getting changed, that is restoring moment will be here clockwise in nature, so this will get plus 16 kilonewton meter. Next MF BC will see, that is we will proceed to span BC. Again both joints will be fixed over here. Now if you see here UDL is also acting, and here your point load is also acting at the center. So how we will calculate this? That is for UDL you will get minus WL square by 12. For span BC we are calculating. Okay, so that is MF BC will get minus WL square by 12, that will be for your UDL, minus WL divided by 8, that will be for this point load there. So here your W will be UDL intensity, that is 12, and here your W will be your point load intensity, that is equal to 15. Okay, so if you calculate this value, you will get as minus 23.5 kilonewton meter. Okay, and the next one we'll see MFCB. Here what will get, again same loading, just your restoring signs will be positive in nature, that is moment will be clockwise in nature, so you'll get plus WL square by, sorry, here it is 12. So restoring moments will get plus WL square by 12 plus WL by 8, that is this value will get as plus 23.5 kilonewton meter. Okay, now one more member is remaining, vertical member, that is BD. So here I am writing next member, that is MFBD. Again, if you see the loading between this span, it is a point load at the center, so that moment will be again WL divided by 8. Now about its sign, see, along point B, this rotation will be clockwise in nature, but restoring moment will be anti-clockwise in nature, so that you will get as negative. So if you solve for this, you will get as minus 5 kilonewton meter, and last friction moment, that will be your MFDB, so that will be plus WL by 8. Restoring moment will be clockwise in nature, so that will get plus 5 kilonewton meter. Okay, so this will be our total friction moments over there. Your one member is increasing in this numerical. Okay, now we'll move to your next step, that is we'll plot the slope deflection equations. Okay, so here your first equation, that will be for MAB. Directly equations I'll write here. So MAB equation, that is MFAB, that I have got equal to minus 16. So minus 16 plus 2EI upon L. Now if you see in this numerical, that your moment of inertia, that is I value, it is varying for each member order. For span AB it is equal to 2I, sorry, it is equal to I. For span BC it is equal to 2I, and for span BD it is equal to I over there. So this I values you need to consider here 2EI upon L over there. Okay, so for first member it is AB given as I over there. So this will become 2EI, I will remain as it is I, so that value will remain 2EI divided by length of the member is your 4. Okay, in bracket your near end rotation, that will be 2 theta I, but your A joint is fixed, so that will become 0. Only what will remain? Theta B. Here your swaying concept is delta concept is not given over there, so that values will remain 0 in your this equation over there. Okay, so if you simplify this MAB equation, what I'll get? Minus 16 plus 2 by 4, that will get as 0.5 EI of theta B. Okay, so that comes by equation number 1 here. Okay, now we'll see for next slope deflection equation, that is MBA. MBA, it is equal to MFBA, that I have got equal to plus 16 plus 2EI upon L. So I value will remain again same as equal to I, so this value will remain same, that is 0.5 EI. Just here your near end and far end will get changed, so your near end will be your B, far end will be your A, so but theta is here 0 over here, so that will remain only just near end rotation 2 times of theta B. This will be your equation number 2 here. Okay, now we'll see for our next slope deflection equation, that is MBC. Okay, we'll shift to your next member over there. So MBC, that will be equal to MFBC, that we have calculated as minus 23.5 plus 2E I value. Now I value for your BC member is given to equal to 2I over here, divided by L of member BC is again your 4 into bracket, near end will be your now B, far end will be C. So near end rotation 2 times of theta B plus far end rotation theta C. I'll simplify this further, that is minus 23.5 plus 2 into 2, that will become 4 EI, 4 by 4, that will remain just EI over here, 2 theta B plus theta C. So this will be my equation for BC member, that I will call it as equation number 3 over. Okay, now we'll see for next member, that is MCB. So MCB is equal to MFCB. I have calculated as plus 23.5 plus 2EI. So this value will remain again same, that comes equal to I. Here on near end and far end will get interchanged. So near end will be your C, far end will be your B. So I'll get this equation as theta B plus 2 times of theta C. Equation number 4 I'll treat this. Okay. Now we'll go for your vertical member, that is MBD. This member. Okay. Again fixing both these joints over here is equal to MBD is equal to MFBD, that I have calculated as minus 5 plus 2E. I value for BD is again equal to I, so that will remain as it is, divided by L of member BD is again 4 into bracket near end rotation, that will be 2 times of theta B, far end rotation theta D will be 0 as D is your fixed support. So if I simplify this, I'll get as MBD is equal to minus 5 plus 2 by 4, I'll get as 0.5 EI into bracket 2 times of theta B. I'll call this as equation number 5 over there. Okay. And the last equation, that will be your MDB. So that will be equal to MFDB. I have got as plus 5 plus 2E upon L, that I'll get as 0.5 EI into bracket just far end rotation theta B will be over here, theta D will remain again 0. So that will be my last equation, that is equation number 6 over there. See, in this complete numerical, one concentrated moment is given to, that is 17 over there. Okay, but here that moment is given directly on the support over there. Okay, or directly on point B we can say. So that moment is not to be considered in this calculation of this fixed end moments over there. Why? Because in fixed end moment we consider only span loading over there, but this loading is given at the joint over there. So joint loading is not considered in this fixed end moments calculation. Okay, so that will consider our next step, that is our step number 4, conditions of equilibrium. Okay, so conditions of equilibrium. Conditions of equilibrium will be equal to your value of dk. So if you are having dk value equal to 2, there will be 2 numbers of condition only in case of non-swept beams or non-swept frames over there. Okay, so first condition, where it will be at point A, it is a fixed support, so this is capable support over here. So we cannot say that moment at point A will remain 0. Same is the condition for point D. Okay, so two points are remaining, that is joint B and joint C. Okay, so at joint B will be our first condition. So I am writing here at support B. Okay, what will be that condition? At joint B, now here if you see, here 3 members are acting, that is from joint B 3 members are acting over there, that is MBA, next will be for BD, and next will be for BC. Along with those members moment, you are having a concentrated moment of clockwise rotation 17 kilonewton meter directly acting at this point B, or a concentrated moment is acting at this point B. So that moment is considered over here. So what will be my condition over here? That is MBA plus MBC plus MBD and plus this 17, that must come equal to 0. So this will be my condition of equilibrium at your joint B. Okay, the members acting BA, BC, BD, its cumulative moment of all those 3 members plus this concentrated moment 17, it shall become equal to 0 over there. If this moment is not acting over here, so this will not be considered over here. Just simply you have to consider MBA, BC plus BD is equal to 0 over there. So here what I have to do? I have to substitute the values of BA, BC and BD over here, or equations of those 3. Okay, so I'll substitute them over here. MBA, equation of BA, that is your equation number 2. I'm writing that here 16 plus, see here I'll simplify this, 0.5 into 2, that will become 1. So here directly I'm writing as EI into theta B. Okay, so simplification will make your numerical easy over there. Okay, plus now BC member. Okay, so BC, that is your equation number 3 over here that I have got. Okay, so I'll write that minus 23.5 plus EI into 2 theta B plus theta C. Okay, then next plus your BD equation, that is equation number 5. Okay, that I'll write here minus 5 plus, here I'll simplify this, 0.5 into 2, that will become 1. So here directly I'll get EI into theta B plus this 17 is equal to 0. Okay, I'll simplify this. First constant terms I'll see, plus 16 minus 23.5 minus 5 and this plus 17. Okay, I'll solve for them. 16, okay, minus 23.5, okay, next is your minus 5 plus 17. So this I am getting as 4.5 over there. Okay, so 4.5, if that goes on RHS side over there, that comes equal to minus 4.5. Okay, then now I have to see for this theta terms over there, that is these three terms. From all these three terms I am taking EI common over there, and that EI will get divided to this equation over there. Okay, so I'll see for first theta B term. See, here you are having 1 theta B, here you are having 2 theta B, here you are having 1 theta B. So 1 plus 2 plus 1, that I get equal to 4 times of theta B, plus here you are not having theta C term, here there is theta C term, that is 1 theta C, here you are not having any theta C term, so that will come equal to again theta C. So this will be your first equilibrium equation, that is 4 theta B plus theta C is equal to minus 4.5 upon EI. I'll call it as equation number A over there. Okay, then we have to see for our second equilibrium equation, that is where it is occurring over there. Okay, so at joint D we have seen the equilibrium equation. At joint C, if you see, you are having a hinge support over there, that is incapable support. So incapable support, here your moment shall come equal to 0. That is, I can say that my second equilibrium condition that occurs at support C over there. Okay, that occurs at support C, and that condition will be what? That is MCB shall come equal to 0. Okay, so we'll substitute the equation of MCB over here, that is equation number 4. I have got this. Okay, so I'll substitute that 23.5 plus EI into theta B plus 2 times of theta C is equal to 0. So if I simplify this further, that I'll get as theta B plus 2 times of theta C is equal to, if this goes on RHS side, that comes minus 23.5, and this EI will get divided to that. That will be my equilibrium equation number B over there. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll solve equation A and B simultaneously. We'll solve equation A and B in your scientific calculus. Okay, if you solve that, you'll get the values of theta B and the value of theta C over there. See, check, I have got the value of theta B as plus 2.07 divided by EI, and the value of theta C as minus 12.785 divided by EI. So I have got my unknowns over there, that is theta B and theta C values I am getting here, that is theta B as 2.07 and theta C as minus 12.785 divided by EI. Now using these two values, we'll proceed to our next step, that is we'll be calculating here final support moments over there. Simply what you have to do, you have to substitute this theta B and theta C values in your 6 slope deflection equations over there. So I'll get the values over there, MAB as plus 14.96 kilonewton meter, MBA as plus 18.07 kilonewton meter. This value will get as negative, sorry, this you are getting minus 14.96. Second value you will get as plus 18.07. Next MBC you will get as minus 32.143 kilonewton meter. Okay. Next MCB you will get as 0. Next MBD you will get as minus 2.929 kilonewton meter, or you can say as 2.93 also, and MDB you will get as plus 6.035 kilonewton meter. See, I have written directly the values over there. You have to solve your complete equations substituting this theta b and theta c values in your 6 slope deflection equations over there. Okay, then and then you will get this final support moments. Just check whether you are getting correct moments or not. Okay, now we'll check what are equilibrium conditions are getting satisfied or not. Okay, so we'll see for your first condition, that is MBA plus MBC plus MBD plus 17 is equal to 0 you are getting or not. Okay, so we'll check over here. See, MBA that I am getting as 18.07. Okay, plus next value MBC I am getting as minus 32.143. Okay, and next value MBD I am getting as minus 2.929 plus 17. These all terms shall come equal to 0. See, almost I am getting 2 into 10 raised to minus 3, that is 0.002. Almost it is coming equal to 0. So our first condition is getting satisfied, and my second condition is what? That is coming at support C. MCB shall come equal to 0. So if you observe the value of CB, directly I am getting that as 0 over here. Okay, or you will get into 10 raised to minus 3 terms, or 0.00 something you will get that values. Okay, now further step is what? You have to plot the bending moment diagram using these values over there. Okay, so for plotting bending moment diagram by superposition, I will draw first all the members over here. That is, this will be a joint A, B, C and D likewise. Okay, so we'll plot this moment. We are having the sign conventions over there. If your moment is negative, plot it on upward side. If your moment is positive, plot it on downward side, and reverse this condition at your next particular interval joint. Okay, so we'll see for first member, that is member AB over there. Okay, so member AB I am getting as minus 14.96. so negative it is, so it will be plotted on upward side over here. So I am plotting that here, that is 14.96 over here. Okay, then next MBA I am getting as plus 18.07. so next interval, that positive moment will be on upward side over here. So I am plotting that over here, that is 18.07. Okay, now we'll shift to next member, that is MBC over there. Okay, now BC moment we are having minus 32.143. so negative it is, again it will be plotted on upward side over there. So from this point to somewhere here, that will come 32.143 over there. Okay, and the next moment MCB, that I am getting directly here equal to 0. Okay, now for vertical member, your sign conventions will be in this way: vertical member negative, positive and positive and negative. Just you have to reverse this sign over there. Or this is the horizontal member, rotate it once in 90 degree by anti-clockwise nature over there. Okay, you will get these values over there. Okay, now see, negative it is, so here you will be having joint B, here you will be having joint D. The moment coming here, that will be your MBD. Okay, and the moment coming here, that will be your MDB. We'll see MBD I am getting as minus 2.929 over there. So negative it is, it will be plotted on left hand side of your member. So somewhere here, that is 2.929 at your joint B. Okay, then at joint D you are getting MDB is equal to 6.035, that is positive, again on left hand side over there somewhere here, that is 6.035. and simply what you have to do, you have to join these lines over there. See, from 14.96 we are going to 18.07, and then from 32.143 143 we are going to 0, and from 2.9 to 9 we are going to 6.035. so this will be your complete plotting of your support moments over there. Now we'll see for span moments. Okay, span moment AB, span moment BC, and span moment BD over there. In span moment BC we are having two loadings over there, that is one is for UDL and one will be for point load. So here I'll write BC for UDL and second I'll write BC for point load. Okay, so for UDL span moment is given by WL square by 8. So in span AB loading is given to equal to 12 kN per meter at a distance of 4 meter. So if you calculate that, that will get as 12 into 4 square divided by 8, that will get as 24. Okay, same will be for BC, that your distance or length of your span AB and span BC is same. Okay, then for point load we'll calculate over there, that is a point load of 15 kN is acting at the center over there. So for point load here this value will come equal to WL divided by 4. Okay, maximum span moment at the center will be WL by 4. So W, that will be 15, length will be 4 divided by 4, 4 will get cancelled, just it will remain as 15 kilonewton meter. And same for span BD, again WL by 4. This here loading is getting changed, that is in span BD your load is 10 over there. So 10 into 4 divided by 4, again I'll get as 10 kilonewton meter. So this will be my span moments over there. Okay, that is AB I am getting as 24, BC I am getting as 24, here 15, and here I am getting as 10 only. Now these moments I have to plot in my bending moment diagram over there. Now AB, that is for UDL, so it will be following a parabolic path of 24 kilonewton meter, maximum at the center 24. Okay, so here somewhere 24 will be over here, so here that will follow simple parabolic path, that will be maximum WL square by 8 is equal to 24. Same for span BC, 24 will be over here, so I am drawing that here also. Okay, so this is WL square by 8 is equal to 24. But in span BC a point load is also acting over there, that is 15 kilonewton meter. So this 15 kilonewton meter, that will be plotted over here, 18 is over here, so 15 will be somewhere here. But this will be following a triangular path over there. Value for this, that will be equal to, here I'll write that WL by 4 is equal to 15. And same way in span BD I am getting as 10, maximum 10 at the center, WL by 4, that will be equal to 10. Okay, and just simple, what you have to do, you have to shade the superimposed part over here. Okay, so that comes my BMD by superposition. Okay, so this will be your complete numerical for this frame over here. Okay, if you are having any queries or any problem, you can comment. Okay, thank you so much.